when they are saying this, see, there are two things are there. Is it right? Micro and macro. Okay, we are having two specific things. Okay, one is micro, one is macro. Micro means I will write. We are talking about a single individual. Is it right? We are talking about individuals. We are talking about the companies. We are talking in terms of businesses. Is it? If we take macro, okay, we are talking at the national level, okay, at the global level. Is it? At the global level. That's what is the demand at aggregate. We will not say individual. Is it right? We will say what is the aggregate. Okay, we will talk about, see the thing, what they are talking about, national product. We are talking about the national output. We are talking about the nation. Okay, if we are saying that government, this is with respect to the government of every country. Is that government of every country? They think in terms of a broader area. This is the difference between. Here the concepts are same, but here we are talking about here. This is like this. Is it right? If you are covering at the lowest level, it is macro. When you are covering at the high broader level, it is going to be macroeconomics rather than individual firms or individuals. Macroeconomics focus on the economy as a whole. Okay, economy as a nation. Is it a global economy? Is it a regional economy? Okay, national economy. That's why we say. Now we will talk about overall. We will not about individual. We talk about the overall average demand for goods and services. We are talking about what is the national output, national country output. Okay, be very specific. Country output, country products. What is the factors of production? Any idea about factors of production?
Yes, sir. Land, labor.
Good, very good. Is it? You have the land. For land, we pay rent. For labor, we pay wages. For capital, we pay interest. And for entrepreneurship, we pay profit. Is it right? This is land, labor, capital, and organization. We used to put organization. Now they are using the word entrepreneurship. Money spent in purchasing national product. Is it right? It is a national product. What we are going to buy. It is otherwise called as a national expenditure. We also take into consideration what is the government policy.
Yes, sir.
What is the government policy? Is it? No. See, government is, every country government is concerned about that. See, resources will never be when you never have a more resources. Always you have a limited resources. You have a limited money. As simple as that. Everyone country will also have a limited money, but the requirement, the wants are unlimited. The demand is unlimited. Is it right? The demand is unlimited. You want always the demand. It is not possible to make everything you want. You can't say that I will get everything. It's very, very impractical. Is that what they say? We have to sacrifice. Okay, we have to sacrifice something because your income and your expenditure. Is it income and expenditure? Is it expenditure always be more than income? Always it is going to be the system that exists everywhere. What we have to doing? All societies thus faced a fund. There is economic problem. Okay, what is the economic problem? What we have to produce? What are the services we have? See, every country have different system as such. Is it right? Every country. If you take globally, is it right? Some people are good in some areas, some people are good in some areas. And what is the quantity? Because always we have to match with demand and supply. When we say demand and supply, we are talking in terms of aggregate. Aggregate, overall, okay? When we say aggregate, we are talking about overall. Any doubts, any understanding, any words, please let me know, okay?
Okay,
Technical words
sir.
are lot of technical words I will use.
Sure,
Anywhere
yes.
you ask, I will make further class. Who should make them? Is it, if you take some countries are good in textiles, you can understand some countries are good in electronics. Okay, some countries are good. If you take some countries are good in manufacturing. Is that every country is good in one area? Is that some countries are good in services? Every is that some countries are very good in natural resources. If you take natural resources, some are good in agriculture. Is that every country is good in at one area? Okay, that we have to make sure who should make them, who gets the who, to whom you have to sell, whom you have to sell, is it right, whom you have to produce and who you have to sell them. The market economy, the as per the market, is one dealing with this problem. What is the market economy? Important point. Interaction, what it says, what is the supply and what is the demand. What is the demand and supply? We are identifying globally which country has demand. Is that which country has demand? How much you have to supply? How much you have to supply? Very simple. You are talking about the cars. You are talking about, I am telling you are talking about the electric scooters. Is that now if you see the market, every country electric scooter. If you go to Europe, they will have bicycles. Is it?
Yes, sir.
They will have bicycles. Yeah, I'm telling you simple examples. They will have bicycles. They cannot sell cars there. Cars is very expensive. But weather conditions, it will suit there. Weather conditions are very sunny. It is very cool. Is that in some countries always there will be a snow. See, you have to market the product, demand and supply. Likewise, the demand and supply will change from country to country. Is it what is the market economy? Market economy says that what should be made, should be the quantity, and who to have to sell. Is that you whom to, yeah, you cannot sell cycles here. Is it? You cannot sell cycles here because here cars are much in demand. People can afford cars. Okay, cars is less expensive.
Yes,
Petrol
sir.
prices are less expensive. People can afford. But if you take in some countries where petrol prices are high, people will use public transport. So you should identify when you are talking about the nation. Nation will identify. Okay, country will identify what are the things we have to import and what are the things we have to export. Patterns of economic activity determine the decisions made by individuals. See, they are not even, it is going to be decisions are taken by the nation, country. Okay, but what happened? The country will take decisions based on the individual customers, consumers. What we need that in some countries is it very simple. I will give you that in some countries what is happening. There is a consumption of wheat. In some countries there is a consumption of rice. Is that there is a consumption, bread is there, flour is there, is it right? Flour is there. Where with the
Yes, sir.
consumption of flour, you cannot sell a country which consume rice more, you cannot export wheat to that country. Is it? This is where there is where always there is a cold, you will sell winter clothes. Okay, Where, where, where there is summer, you will sell summer clothes. This is the economy how you are going to identify. In the purest form, in the best form, purest form is best. This would imply no government intervention in the economy. Government will not do. Government will put only rules and regulations. Government say that you do anything, but you have to do within the rules and regulations. That is the reason when you are talking about the thing, we call it as a free economy. Free economy. Government says that, okay, you do anything, but you have to do within rules and regulations. That's all. Apart from that, then automatically what will happen? The things will prosper, things will be good, more effective and more easy. In reality, most economies are a mixed, these are free markets. Government is involved in only three areas. Government is any country, government is involved in the education, especially primary education. Primary education they involve. Okay, they are talking about primary health, and they are talking in terms of the security. In some cases, higher education is also there. Is it? In some cases, they will also talk about the higher education also. But higher education is partly by the government, partly by the private. Is that this is where the government intervention is public services, where they are talking about public service. So that is the reason you see, you will have in most of the countries, you will have government hospitals will be there. Primary health center will be there. That is where they provide free. If there is a need, they can go to the any hospital sites. So this is the concern of the call. What is the macroeconomic policy? When economists advocate, prefer, promote a free market, one without government interference. Without government interference, in reality, most government intervene various policies. Most of the government intervene. Why they intervene? Why they?
Intervene.
Pardon?
What is intervene?
Intervene
What is
means
intervene?
Involved.
Okay.
Okay. They intervene means see you are doing this. The people are doing. Government will come into picture. Involved. Okay. Then government will part of the activity. Intervene means they are going to be the part of activity.
Okay, sir.
Part of the process. Okay. Why they will intervene? See, if the government will not intervene, is it right? What will happen? People will break rules, regulations. Is it right? Government say that you have to be very. They say that you should think in terms of quality. Is that why the government will involve? The government is involved to improve the performance. Okay, government will get involved to improve the performance. That's all. The government will only think about regulations. Wherever is there, is that they will put regulations. What is the main objectivity? See, government will look into the capacity of increasing the productive capacity. They want most importantly growth. Which type of growth? Economic growth. Economic means there are so many things. Economic means your income should increase, your employment should increase. Is that your income should increase, the employment, production should increase.
So this microeconomic is government, sir, right?
Macro.
Yes. So government want the economic growth, right?
Yes.
So this is the prescriptive of government.
Nation. I cannot say government, I will say nation. Is it? If you are saying it is a nation, okay, definitely nation is going to have a government.
Yes, sir.
Is it? It is the government. And the automatic, and who will place rules and regulations? It is the government.
So these objectives are for like by the government, right?
Yes,
They
yes,
want the
yes,
economic
yes,
growth.
yes, yes. It is by the government. Okay. It is. Are you clear about this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, government want inflation. What you mean by inflation?
Um, when the prices
Prices
goes
are getting high.
Yes. Government want that, yes, prices should be less. Okay. Well, there are so many things. When inflation increases, is it right? When inflation will increase, what will happen? The prices will increases. When prices will increases, people will purchase. Purchasing power. Okay. People purchasing power will be less. You buy less. Okay, you buy, the consumers will buy less. Is it? The consumers will buy less. Okay, this is the problem they will have. Okay, the consumers will buy less. So that what the government says that the inflation should be controlled.
Yes, sir.
The inflation should be less. Okay, this is what is. Apart from that, government says that there should be a good employment. I will not say high. There should be a good employment, getting as many people into work as possible.
Yes, sir.
Government will say that there should be balance of payment. Balance of payments is nothing but exports and imports.
Yes, sir.
Government will say that exports has to be more and imports has to be less. Is it government? What the government will say? Export should be more. You have to sell more. Okay, you have to buy less. Simple concept. Is it? You have to sell more. Export should be more and import should be less. This is the period. What are the priorities of the objectives of the government? The objectives of the government is employment. The objective of the government is a growth, control inflation. The objective of the government is balance of sustainable, manageable, controllable. Is it? Sustainable. Sustainable. You should survive. That's very important. Managing trade and other. We look at these objectives in more detail. Which of the following is not a objective of macro? Economic growth is macro. Control of inflation is macro.
Micro. Is it C?
Pardon?
C.
Lower level of taxation.
Tax.
Now, level of business act. What are the thing? See the thing. Well, there is the level of activity particular industry will depend on pest. What is meant by pest? Political, economical, social, and technology.
Yes, sir.
Is it? We have covered this. Political,
economic, social, technology.
economic, social, and technology. Demand, aggregate demand. They'll not say aggregate demand means you will see the demand for 6 months. You will see the demand for all population,
Yes, sir.
all people, all citizens, okay, all nation. Okay, this is the total demand. Okay, this is the formula. This is the formula. This formula you remember. Memorize. I will put like this. Memorize it. Okay. In the given formula, aggregate demand equal to consumer spending plus investments. How much you are. See, that's what your spending should be more. You have to. When you people will spend, when the income will be more. Is that when the income will be more, people will spend more. When the income will be more, they will make investments. When the income will be more, government will get good taxes, government will spend. When the income is more, demand for exports will increase. Is that production is increasing? Is that production is increasing? There will be demand for exports, and it will minus imports.
Yes, sir.
Is it the aggregate demand is nothing but consumptions, investment, government, exports minus imports. Very, very important. You have to remember this.
Okay, sir.
Is it now? They have given the definition. Is that see higher demand? Is it that higher demand will see more demand? People will produce more. People will produce more. People will have the more employment. Is that things are giving? Is that you have a high demand? Okay, you have a high demand. What will happen when the high demand is there? Production will be high.
Yes, sir.
Production is high, what will happen? Your employment will be high. We need more people. Is it people?
Yes.
Is it more income will be there. More income will be there, and people will spend more. Okay, this is what it says. That's the reason every government, what they say, every government says that economy has to be very, very good. People are concerned
That's
about
right.
they should every government say that and unemployment, is it right? Unemployment should be less. Is it unemployment? There's the basic thing. This is the degree of optimism. Positively, optimism means we are talking only about positive, that consumers and business feel about state of economy and their own personal financial state. Why people are moving from one country to another country? People want employment. Where there is employment, the income will be more. Where the income will be more, the spending will be more. Is it the spending will be more? The other thing, higher consumer confidence means they want to spend more. The more you spend, the more income, the more spending. More spending is good for the economy. Economy will grow, normally leading to the growth. Higher business, what is the confidence of the business is increasing, is it right? It will, people will start making investments.
Yes, sir.
People see now, you see, after COVID, what happened slowly? It took time, almost 1 year, 2 years, it took time. But after
Yes.
COVID, people start making investment. Jobs are coming less. People are doing businesses. Is it? People are
Yes.
doing businesses. Is it? They starting making the investments in the new factories, new machinery, and automatically what will happen? The demand will increase.
Yes,
Somebody
sir.
will supply, somebody will sell, somebody will buy 100%. There is no doubt on that. Okay, automatically we have to make sure that if the income is increasing, it is a good sign. It is a good sign. Confidence can be reduced by various factors. What happens? High unemployment, the inflation is high. Your prices are more. Definitely our confidence will increase. Natural disasters. What happened during COVID? People confidence has been hit a lot. Cyclones are there, confidence will decrease. Hurricanes are there, confidence will decrease. Floods are there, it will decrease. It will see what will happen. That whatever we are doing, it will wipe out. All the growth will be wiped out within no time. That is the reason. Some earthquakes will be there. These are the things which you have to miss. Most importantly, the consumer confidence has to be there.
Yes, sir.
Is it? Now, when you are doing now, what we need capital investment. Is it great? Finance is there. Is a banks. Is that people should provide. See, that is the reason banks will play a very important role. Why? They will create funds. Banks will finance the projects. If you want to expand, you will approach the bank for financing. If your project is good, if your project is feasible, automatically bank will come forward and give loans to your finance your projects. Why we are
Yes,
doing
sir.
to make an expansion. Therefore, to increase, why we are doing this? We are focusing only a central point. We are want to fulfill the demands. We want to fulfill the demands
Demand.
as such. Okay? Now, is that lower? See, rate of interest is less. Is it right? They will be more demand. If the loan interest is 2%, is it right? The demand will be more. Demand will be more for finance. In some countries, in some European countries, the rate of interest is almost 0%. If the rate of interest is more, is it? If the rate of interest is more, what will happen? The demand for loan will be less. Is it? Interest rates, inflation will be more.
Demand
Purchase-
for
demand
will be
for
less.
loans will be less.
Yes, sir.
Is it right? See the thing. Rate of interest is 6%. If the rate of interest is 8%, what will happen? You will borrow loan or you will not borrow. You will think.
Yes, sir.
What is sir?
If the rate is more for interest, we will not take the loan
We will not take the loan. Okay? We will think.
Yes.
Okay? We
because
will.
they are charging more.
Yes. That
Then
is
we
the,
have to pay
if the rate of interest is decreasing. Okay? If the rate of interest is decreasing, assume the rate of interest is going to be 3%. People will borrow more. If the rate of interest is 2%, people will borrow more.
Yes.
Is it? That is the thing which we have to think. That is the now. What is the government policy? Governments can increase or decrease the demand in the economy by purchasing the fiscal policy. What is the fiscal policy? Fiscal policy is the spending by the government. There are two policies are there. One is a monetary policy. Is it? One is the monetary policy. The second one is the fiscal policy.
Yes.
Monetary policy will be by the federal bank,
What is federal bank, sir?
central bank. Every
Central.
country will have a central bank. Reserve bank will be there. Is it? Reserve bank will be there. Central bank will be there. That is they will determine monetary policy every 3 months.
So fiscal policy is the spending by the government.
Fiscal policy is nothing but the budget
Budget.
by the government.
Budget. So they have the budget for everything: education, healthcare.
What is the government income and what is the government expenses?
Okay. Expenses and income.
Is it central? If you take monetary policy talks about what? Monetary policy talks about the interest rates. Is it?
Interest.
Monetary policy talks about the money supply.
Yes, sir.
This is by the federal bank, central bank, reserve bank. Is it? This is by the reserve. Whereas the fiscal policy is the budget, government income and expenses. Is it? For instance, if they are increasing the tax rates, is it?
Yes, sir.
It will impact the confidence. You are increasing the tax rates. Okay, you are increasing the tax rates. What will happen? People will spend less. Is it? You previously how much is there? You have a tax rate of 10%. Okay, how much you used to spend? $110. Okay, now you have increased the tax. Is it 100? You have increased the tax to the same product. How much you are paying?
120.
120. The same product. Automatically, what will happen? We are told, if you have 1100, okay, if you assume you have 1100, you will purchase 10 products. But for the same product, you have to spend how much? 1200.
120.
Is it 120 times 10 products? This is the reason. That is the reason. The government will vary in some countries. The government will change only because of taxes. People want less taxes. But if you can reduce the taxes, government will not have. What is the source of revenue for any country? What is the source of revenue for the government? The source of revenue for the government is by way of taxes. Exchange
Yes,
rate
sir.
movement. See the thing. Strengthening currency will make country exports more expensive. Imports will be more cheap. Why people are saying, why they are talking about the dollars? People are talking about the dollars. People are see what is the, it means if our currency is strong, what will happen? If our currency is strong, our imports will be cheaper. We pay less, we get more. Is it? Exports will be more expensive. People will not buy. You take into consideration Japan, you take into consideration German, Europe, you take into consideration the US. Is it? What happened? Their currency is very strong. Okay, their currency means what will happen? Their exports are very expensive. But if you see that the oil. Is it? You see the oil. The oil exporting countries, their currency is very strong.
Yes, sir.
The countries which are importing oil, their currency is very, very weak.
Strong.
Okay,
Weak, sorry.
this will tend to reduce demand in the economy. If your currency is strong, people will spend. Purchasing power will be more. Okay, what will happen? Purchasing power will be more. Isn't it? Now, use of resources, new technology, more efficient working practices. Isn't it? Thereby increasing business output. See, new technology. You see the thing how technology is changing. Technology is making an impact. Just imagine the role of internet. It is changing the complete canvas of the economy. Complete canvas of the economy. What happening? People are working from home. People are accessing global markets easily. Wherever you are there, you can access. You are performing, you will get the returns. Technology. Just imagine a small technology. You have what you talk about the Uber, you talk about the Ola, you talk about the O Taxi, you talk about the Amazon. You talk about
Yes,
the
sir.
Netflix. See the thing. You talk about the Netflix. People are saying
Yes,
this.
sir.
This is the technology. Just you get the access. You pay it. You get. Otherwise you are not going to. Otherwise you are.
Hello, sir. We
Hello,
cannot
sir. We
hear
cannot hear
you.
you.
Yes. What happened? Is it? This is the way things. This is the way things will work.
Yes, sir.
1 minute. What happened?
We cannot hear you. Maybe internet problem.
No, 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 no.
Okay, sir.
1 minute. 1 minute.
No problem. Take your time.